Welcome, my dear friends. This is again your Virat Kumar. A very good morning to you all. Yesterday we have seen about projection of lines for about first quadrant. We have gone through all the 5 different steps, and we have done some example problems of about 3. So we'll continue with the yesterday's session. So there is a problem number 4 in projection of lines. So there is a line AB is 75 mm long, and its front view and top view measures 50 mm and 60 mm long respectively, with the end A is 10 mm above HP and 15 mm in front of VP. Draw projections of line AB if end B is in first quadrant. Find angle with HP and VP. So this is the question to you. So there are some relevant steps to solve this problem. So we'll see one by one. So firstly, draw XY line and one projector. So this is your XY line and a projector. Locate A dash 10 mm above XY and A 15 mm below XY line. I draw locus from these points, which is the length of top view. Now cut 60 mm distance on locus of A dash and mark 1 dash on its, as it is the length of top view. Similarly, cut 50 mm on locus of A and mark point 1 as it is the length of front view. As it is the length of front view. From 1 dash, draw a vertical line upward, and from A dash, taking true length 75 mm in compass, mark B dash but B1 dash point on it. Now join A dash B1 dash points. Draw locus from B1 dash. So with same steps below, get B1 point and also draw the locus from it. Now rotating one of the components, therefore A to 1, locate B dash and join A dash with it to get front view. Now locate top view similarly and measure angles theta and pi. So these are the angles with horizontal plane and vertical plane. Is it clear? So this is your required illustration for the problem number 4. So take a minute, just go through the solution steps and the animation. So okay, we'll move on to the next problem. See, there is a problem number 5. The top view of a 75 mm long, true value of 75 mm long line CD, which measures 50 mm and C is in HP and 50 mm in front of VP, and D is 15 mm in front of VP and it is above HP. Draw projections of CD and find angles with horizontal plane and vertical plane. So So there are following some solution steps to draw this illustration. So firstly we need to draw xy line and one projectile line. Locate C dash on xy and C 50 mm below xy line. Since the end C is in HP and 50 mm in front of V, so C dash is in the xy axis line and C is 50 mm below xy line. Now draw the locus from these points. Now draw the locus of D 15 mm below xy Now cut 50 mm and 75 mm distances on locus of D from C and mark points at D and T1 as these are top view and line CD lengths respectively, and join both with C. So C to D is the length of 50 mm and C to D1 is the length of 75 mm, which is cut to the locus of D and D1 and mark the points and join from C to D and C to D1. Now from D1 draw a vertical line upwards up to xy, therefore up to locus of C dash and draw an arc as shown. See, from D1 you need to make a vertical line up to C dash or xy line, therefore up to locus of C dash and draw an arc as shown. See, you need to make a arc. Then draw one projector from D to meet this arc in D dash point, D dash point, join C dash and D dash. Now draw locus of D dash and cut 75 mm on it from C dash as true length. And now you can measure your angles theta and pi. These are the angles with horizontal plane and vertical plane which is required. So you can measure directly with your protractor or something else. So this will be your required angles. Okay, this is about your projections of lines, and now we'll move further to projections of planes. So okay, now we'll see about projections of planes. In this topic various plane figures are the objects. What is actually or usually asked in this problem is, it is asked to draw their projections, means front view, top view and side view. And this planes actually it is asked in the problems to draw their projections by means of front view, top view and side view. Then what's the data given to it? So what will be given in the problem is the description of the plane figure and its position with horizontal plane and vertical plane. So there will be two dimensions which are given in the problem, which is description of the plane figure and its position with horizontal plane and vertical plane. In which manner its position with horizontal plane and vertical plane will be described. There are some cases in the below. Inclination of its surface with one of the reference planes will be given, and inclination of one of its edges with other reference plane will be given. Hence this will be a case of an object inclined to both reference planes. So there are some study of the illustrations showing the surface and side inclination given on the next pages. So there are very beautiful illustrations with all the solved problems, example problems which are given to you. We'll just see it one by one. So the case of a rectangle, observe and note all steps. So there is a surface parallel to HP. We'll take the surface parallel to HP. We'll see the pictorial representation. As we know that this is your vertical plane and horizontal plane, which is shown over here. Similarly, surface inclined to HP. Similarly, pictorial representation. Firstly, surface parallel to HP. Secondly, surface inclined to HP. And thirdly, one small side inclined to VP. One small side inclined to VP. So there are three representations which I am going to show you in the case of a rectangle. So where in the first case you can see that the surface parallel to HP. You can see clearly there is a rectangle out here. Its surface, this blue colored, entire blue colored one is your surface. So that surface is parallel to your HP, parallel to your HP, and this is perpendicular to your VP. So in the second case you can see the surface inclined to HP. So how the surface is inclined to HP? So there is a line, the inclination angle is given in the case in the problem. So regarding that inclination you need to incline to HP. So this is not inclined to VP, it is inclined to HP. It is not in parallel to HP, it is slightly inclined to your HP, and it is perpendicular to your VP. And in the third case you can see that one small side inclined to VP, only one of the small side inclined to VP. So here you can see that only one of the small side is inclined to VP. So these are the three cases you can observe in the case of a rectangle. Firstly, which is parallel to HP. Secondly, it is inclined to HP. Thirdly, one small side inclined to VP. As you know, observer will be looking from here. So whereas in the VP you can see only a straight line as your front view. and for top view it will be as it is the rectangle which is observed in the original way. So this is your top view. And for the second case, you can see an inclined line, a straight line in the VP. With the projection of that, you can see similarly a rectangle as from the top view in horizontal plane, but with not the original true value or original value, with slightly reduced value since it is inclined. So this will be your top view. And in the third case, you can see a small side inclined to VP, so it looks like a quadrilateral as in the front view to your VP, similarly as a quadrilateral in your top view on the HP. So these are the three cases. So if you just observe the orthographic projections with true shape and front view, TV is your true shape, FV is a line parallel to XY. So this is your front view and this is your top view. This is for your first case, top view, and this is your top view and this is your front view. And in the second case, so the inclined part will be looked in your VP and the rectangle part with the projection of that inclined line will be seen in your HP. This is your front view and this is your top view. The orthographic views in the third case, which looks like a quadrilateral in both the sections as in your top view and as well as front view. This is your front view and this is your top view. So when it is inclined in the second case, while coming to a third case, one small side, the rectangle has two longer sides and two smaller sides, and here only one small side inclined to VP. If we done a smaller side, any one of the smaller side inclined to VP, then that is your third case. So take a couple of minutes to observe the illustrations carefully and note the orthographic projections in your observation notes clearly in order to make into your sheets. This is just for your illustration in order to analyze. So in any steps of your planes, these three plays a key role in all the planes. One is parallel to HP and the other is inclined to HP. So this is both the inclination to HP and VP. So this is called one small side inclined to VP. Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. Now the procedure of solving the problems. See clearly, in 3 steps each problem can be solved as shown in previous illustrations. The step 1, assume suitable conditions and draw front view and top view of its initial position. So firstly, for any case of the problem, for any case of the problem may be in any condition, but these 3 steps should be followed for each and every problem. The first case is assume suitable conditions and draw your front view and top view of initial position. And coming to your step 2, now consider surface inclination and draw second front view and top view. So now consider surface inclination and draw second front view and top view. While coming to your step 3, after this, consider side or edge inclination and draw third final front view and top view. So you cannot make directly the step 3. Why so? There are some projections from step 1 to 2, 2 to 3, which we have seen in the previous illustration. You have seen clearly from second to third there are some projection lines from inclined of front view to the front view of the third stage. So in that case we cannot directly step into step 3. So this is a sequential order. So firstly we need to draw 1, 2 and 3. That may not be obtained directly by step 3. So these are some important steps for any problem in order to solve. Now there are some assumptions for initial position. So initial position means assuming surface parallel to HP or VP. So the initial position means assuming surface parallel to HP or VP. The first case is if in problem surface is inclined to HP, assume it parallel to HP, or if surface is inclined to VP, assume it is parallel to VP. What's the first case? If in problem surface is inclined to HP, assume it parallel to HP, or if surface is inclined to VP, assume it parallel to VP. The second case is, now if surface is assumed parallel to HP, its top view will show the true shape, and if surface is assumed parallel to VP, its front view will show true shape. So hence begin with drawing top view or front view as true shapes. So in the first step you will be beginning the drawing with your true shape. So while drawing this true shape, keep one side or edge which is making inclination perpendicular to XY line, which is similar to pair number of on previous page illustration, number A on previous page illustration. So similarly to pair A, where in the previous illustration you have seen the figure A, B and C, where A is your true shaped figure. Now coming to your complete the step 2 by making surface inclination to the respective plane and project its other view with reference second pair in the B on previous page of your illustration. And now complete step 3 by making side inclination to the respective plane and project its other view with reference third page of C on previous page of your illustration. So apply same steps to solve next 11 problems. So I have designed some 11 problems to you with a very good animation and illustration. So we'll see it one by one. So not only 11 problems, that may be 20, 30, hundreds of problems in the plane. You need to follow all these 3 steps. So I am just giving you some examples, so which may be most sufficient to you to make any kind of problem. So just make a note of this, then we can Move on to the next slide. We'll see the problem number 1. This rectangle of 30 mm and 50 mm sides is resting on HP on one small side, which is again 30 degrees inclined to VP, while the surface of the plane makes 45 degrees inclination with HP. Draw its projections. Now this is a rectangle 30 mm and 50 mm side is resting on HP on one small side, which is 30 degrees inclined to VP, while the surface of the plane makes 45 degrees inclination with HP, and draw its projections. So while read problem and answer following questions. Surface inclined to which plane? The surface is inclined to which plane? It is inclined to HP, and assumptions for initial position parallel to VP. So which view will show true shape? The top view will show. So which side will be vertical? One small side. So hence begin with top view. Draw a rectangle below XY. Draw one small side vertical. So for any problem we need to make all the 3 stages. Firstly an XY axis line. Now this is a rectangle with 30 mm and 50 mm sides resting on HP, and we need to mark A, B, C, D to it. I take the projections. Since it is resting on HP, it is a plane which is parallel to HP and perpendicular VP. So in the VP it looks in a straight line, which is A dash B dash and C dash D dash. Now he is saying that a small side which is 30 degrees inclined to VP. Now draw a straight line from here with a 30 degrees inclined over here. So drawing a straight line over here with the 30 degrees inclination and taking the projections from that, we need to make a rectangle in this. We'll see it in this. See, there is a surface inclined to HP, which is drawn in VP, which is A dash B dash and C dash D dash of the same length in the first case. Now take the projections from the top view and front view and make A1, B1, C1, D1. This is again your new rectangle with some inclination to it. Now again our side is resting on HP on one small side which is 30 degrees inclined to VP. So that inclination is done in this of about 30 degrees. So this is your second case, and drawing the projections with all this, you will be getting again a quadrilateral type of figure in that. See, the same figure has got turned into 30 degrees inclination to VP, that is drawn in HP, side inclined to VP of 30 degrees. The same diagram has got turned over here. Now taking the projections from all the points, and we need to mark the point from A dash to A, and from B to B, from C to C, and D to D. Now by joining all the points from A, B, C and D, A, B, C and D, we will be getting a quadrilateral type of figure. Quadrilateral type of figure. So finally this is your required diagram, required projection of your given problem. So now here there is a rectangle 30 mm and 50 mm side is resting on HP, and one small side which is 30 degrees inclined to VP, while the surface of the plane makes 45 degrees inclined with HP. Take a minute to complete the diagram. Just write the question, make the conditions and the 3 stages of your diagram. Okay, we'll move on to the next slide, which is problem number 2. Here a 30 degrees to 60 degrees set square of longest side of 100 mm long is in VP and 30 degrees inclined to HP, while its surface is 45 degrees inclined to VP. The draw its projections. Surface and side inclination directly given. So by reading the problem and answer the following questions. So the surface inclined to which plane is VP, and assumptions for initial position the parallel to VP. So which view will show true shape, front view, and which side will be vertical, longest side. So hence begin with front view. Draw triangle above XY, keeping longest side vertical. So surface and side inclination directly given. So taking a XY axis line, drawing a triangle with a 30 degrees and 60 degrees set square of longest side and 100 mm long is in VP, which is A dash, B dash and C dash, and by taking the projections it looks like a straight line since the surface is parallel to VP and perpendicular to HP, so it looks a straight line in the horizontal plane. So one side is AB and the other side is C. Now it's saying that the surface inclined to VP. Surface inclined to VP. So AB and this will be your C, and taking the projection, I'm projecting all the diagrams, joining A, B and C that looks in this order. So this will be your A1 dash, B1 dash and C1 dash. Now again in the third case, the VP is 30 degrees inclined to HP. So 30 degrees So the same figure was got in 30 degrees inclination. The side inclined to HP, which is A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash, and taking the projections from this diagram to the next of the second case. So from all A1, C1, B1, so drawing all this, it also looks like a same triangular view. So this will be your first case, and this is your second, and this is your third case. So in this problem he directly didn't mention any triangular figure or something, but he said that a 30 degrees to 60 degrees set square of longest side of 100 mm long. So by that indication we need to assume or analyze that it is a triangular surface. So take a minute and make the diagram clearly, since the illusions are very clear to you. So hence begin with front view. Draw triangle above XY, keeping longest side vertical. Okay, we'll move on to the next problem. It's a problem number 3. The same case, a 30 degrees to 60 degrees set square of longest side of 100 mm long is in VP, and its surface 45 degrees inclined to VP. One end of longest side is 10 mm and the other end is 35 mm above HP. Draw its projections. So in the same case, but it is slightly above 10 mm and 35 mm above HP. So surface inclination directly given. So side inclination also directly given. So by reading the problem and answer the following questions is that the surface inclined to which plane? It is inclined to VP. Assumptions for initial position parallel to VP. So which view will show true shape? The front view, obviously. So which side will be vertical? Obviously the longest side. So hence begin with front view. Draw triangle above XY, keeping longest side vertical. The same case as your previous problem. Same XY axis line. Longest line of 100 mm with 30 and 60 degrees with the rest lines. So begin with front view. Draw triangle above XY, keeping longest side vertical, which is A dash, B dash and C dash, and taking the projections, it looks like a straight line in your HP, which is A, B and C. Now one of its side is inclined with 45 degrees, so make a line the same way by twisting into 45 degrees and take the projections on the above and from the side. Then mark all the points and join them in order to obtain your required triangle. So first two steps are similar to previous problem. Note the manner in which side inclination is given, and the end A 35 mm above HP and end B is 10 mm above HP. So read second front view as final, the front view placing these ends as said. So now sets an A1 dash with 35 mm above, and where the end B is 10 mm above. So drawing A1 dash and B1 dash with the rest C1 dash. So this is the case which he has given, and now by taking the projections of it with the projections from the side of second stage, we can draw the triangle by pointing all the positions. So this is your case 1, 2, 3. So just go through the problem. Just read the problem once to twice. You need to analyze and read the problem carefully, and you need to answer the following questions. There are 4 questions given in it. So from that you need to analyze which surface is what, where the position of it, what's the true where the true shape is being looked. So these cases are to be analyzed by yourself. Unless you analyze these, you cannot make the diagram. So you cannot make the diagram blindly. So we have done of about 3 problems. You maybe analyze that the third stage cannot be drawn directly without making any stage 1 and stage 2. I hope you have got understood. Without making step 1 and step 2, we cannot directly move on to the step 3. Since it is a combination, if we make step 1 is a general thing, so from that projections we'll just make a 2, from that again we'll just make 3, but 3 cannot be done directly. Okay, we'll move on to the next problem. So problem number 4, where a regular pentagon of 30 mm side is resting on HP on one of its sides with its surface 45 degrees inclined to HP, and draw its projections when the side in HP makes 30 degrees angle with VP. So the surface and side inclinations are directly given. So by reading the problem, so there are some following questions to be answered by us. Is the first problem is surface inclined to which plane? It is to HP, and assumption for initial positions is parallel to HP. So which view will show you the true shape? It's the top view. And which side will be vertical? Any side. Hence begin with top view, draw pentagon below XY line, tracing one side vertical. So a regular pentagon of 30 mm side is resting on HP on one of its sides with its surface 45 degrees inclined to HP. So draw its projections when the side in HP makes 30 degrees angle with VP. So make x-axis line. So draw a pentagon. So how to draw a pentagon is already we have seen in a geometrical construction of polygons, where we have drawn from triangle to the octagon or something else. So we have seen some common methods and different methods on it. So there is a general method of a polygon. So you can use any of the methods to draw the pentagon, and mark A, B, C, D and D, and take the projections from it and draw a straight line which looks from the perpendicular to it. So the first point will be your AB, A dash, B dash. Second your C dash, E dash, and thirdly it is D dash. And now he is saying that one of its side with its surface 45 degrees inclined to HP. So as we know that 45 degrees inclined to HP looks in VP. So we just take the same line B dash, A dash, C dash, E dash, and D dash line to 45 degrees and mark the same points as usually. And now by taking the projections from above and below, we obtain a 45 degrees turned pentagon. Mark the points A1, B1, C1. Firstly, actually we need to mark the points and make the pentagon. So this is the turned plane of about 45 degrees. Now he is saying that draw its projections when the side in HP makes 30 degrees angle with VP. So the 30 degrees angle in VP to be taken in HP. So this is your 30 degrees. So make the same figure to be twisted in to 30 degrees. Now by taking the projections before that we need to mark the points and take the projections from each and every point and mark the points and join from A, B, C, D and E. So this is your required pentagon. So this is your required pentagon. This is your stage 1, 2 and 3. So the third stage is finally the surface 45 degrees inclined to HP and 30 degrees inclined to your VP. So I hope you have got at least some minimum points that any problem to be done only by all these 3 steps consequently, not directly to your step 3 or something. So I have just shown you some I have just made some 11 problems to you. So for time being we have done only 4 up to this session. So we will see the rest in the next session. So thank you one and all. Have a nice day.